Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I always say that the best way to prepare for a new Battlegrounds season is to grind off-season. Know what works, know what doesn't work. Know your fights and crush your opponents on the way to the Gladiator circuit. That's what gives you the best head start possible, ready to start gaining those crucial points for the rank rewards at the end of the season. And what better way to do that than hand complete control of your deck over to an AI? Sounds great. Let's get into it.
So this was the deck that Deepseek so graciously provided for me. I gave it a list of around 100 champions from my roster to choose between, and you can see we have some big hitters. We have the big bad Deathless Thanos, we have Enchantress, Nick Fury, America Chavez. We also have Domino, but a worrying lack of Domino counters. And credit where credit's due, the AI... It at least attempted to fake that it knew what it was doing. It tried to provide explanations for why it chose the champions it chose. I didn't give it any information about the relative power of each of these champions in my roster, so it didn't know that Juggernaut was a 6-star rank 4. It didn't know that Deathless Thanos was completely maxed out. But it attempted to provide reasons beyond that for why it chose certain champions, and it said that like Tigra and Red Guardian were classical defensive threats. Well, okay. Also, something absolutely terrifying. This deck is not at all scary. My opponent's deck is very vanilla until you look at the top left and there's a rank 3 Sig 200 Serpent, which, as usual, say it with me now, should have him put in prison. But it was just very odd seeing the rest of his deck was very spectacularly mid, and then there's just this monstrosity. Anyway. More credit where credit's due. I saw that this has been done. It was done a couple years ago by Karate Mike when ChatGPT was relatively new. And nowadays we just heard that Deepseek is the new AI on the scene. Seems to be flipping all the tables and everyone. We'll see how that develops. But I'm not entirely sure how worried I should be putting my email into this thing. But it doesn't matter. Of course, it did tell me to draft Shang-Chi. But that's fine. Our first drafts here are Valkyrie and, of course, Red Guardian. And my opponent here takes Domino. A little bit worrying, but at least she's only unawakened. I will say that tuning my roster down a little bit might have tuned down the quality of my opponents. Actually, there is a Domino counter. The Domino counter does exist, and we pick up Mysterio. Okay, all right, they do exist. Although not really very well. there goes any defensive threat he has with Hulkling and Adam Warlock on the opponent's team. So who is he going to pick up here? That Killmonger looking very nice. We also have Sentinel, newly buffed version of Sentinel. Let me know what you think of the buff version of Sentinel. I absolutely adore him. I've always loved Sentinel. Always had a soft spot for him, although never really had the chance to rank him up and play him competitively. I did actually pull him from the gacha box key thing, whatever. But I have no way of awakening him. So I'm not all that interested right now. Picking up Absorbing Man should be good. Picking up Doctor Doom. Been an awfully long time since I played a Doctor Doom. I can probably still do the Doom cycle just from muscle memory, but wow. What a champion. What a classic. I just haven't taken him to rank 5. Only ascended him because I had the resources lying around. Okay, my opponent drafts their own Absorbing Man and also an Atuma, and that is a very nice 7-star rank 3 version of Enchantress. Okay, so everybody is set. I have 4 Mystic Champions. I don't know why. I just have 4 Mystic Champions. But he doesn't have any Science Champions, so maybe these champions will be useful. Maybe on defense. So who's my opponent going to place first? We are going to see Atuma. Okay. And will we place down a Mystic Defender? We will. We're going to put down the big bad Enchantress. Probably lashing out a little bit here. Maybe that was an overreaction. Maybe Doom first was better. I'm not sure. Yeah, I might have jumped the gun a little bit, but it's alright. So my opponent's going to go Mr. Sinister, and we are, of course, going to be using Absorbing Man. So, this looks like an almost certain win. In fact, in hindsight, this is definitely an overreach for round 1. Generally, the advice I'd give to players is if you think you have a slam dunk, don't do what I just did. In my defense, I am very tired. I am very tired. It's been an early morning today. Been a long day. So we're going to knock him against the wall. He will gain the Unstoppable, but Absorbing Man will reduce that duration. Baiting out the SP2, and I'm going to claim here. There you can see, my screen bugged. Everyone saw that, right? That wasn't just a skill issue. Everybody saw that. Please tell me I'm not insane. There was a slight glitch when he threw that projectile, and I had to take it to the face. Luckily, I'm in Uru form, and I'm soaking up a lot of that damage. Now we're going to get our regen going. Throwing off a very nice heavy attack, and now just hammering in. This should be lights out for Atuma very, very soon. It's unfortunate that we took some of that damage, but we are going to heal a few percentage back. And he's going to go down. Okay, so just over 48k. That could easily have been over 50k. Absorbing Man in Uru form, doing a good job. And yeah, I really didn't need to place Enchantress there. My opponent could not even muster 3,000 points. Okay. And yeah, this really is going to come back to bite me, isn't it? Because I don't know. It seems like I need everyone. I need Mysterio because of that domino. I need Chavez. Or do I need... Yeah, I do need Chavez. I should probably be placing something like Dr. Doom. But I believe here, I let it run to 0. I don't know why. Again, I'm very tired. But we're placing Valkyrie on defense. Fantastic. And now my opponent is going to place Enchantress. And here is just another really stupid mistake. I don't know what I was waiting for not using Red Guardian here. But I used America Chavez. I don't know. I must have had some reason for doing that. But looking at this now, with that Killmonger on defense, this is just not looking very good for me at all. So I'm going to need a good round here. And something tells me that that's not going to happen. Foreshadowing. Heading in here, waiting for my opponent. He's probably activating the Uru form, even though he really doesn't need to. So here, hammering in, getting a nice intercept using America Chavez and her heavy attack to knock Enchantress down. Going again, landing a Dark Dimension and an SP1. And here she just does this really irritating thing where she dashes back and you just know she's going to throw the special. It's very annoying, especially in fights where you want to minimize the specials she throws. So here, going to use the Unstoppable, get an opening. Now knock her down in exactly the same fashion. Throw the Relic to make sure she doesn't do any of that special attack nonsense. One hit of the heavy into another SP1. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with another SP1 here, I believe. Or are we? No. But something we are going to have to deal with is Mystic Dispersion and a red Enchantress. Okay. That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm going to go for one hit of the heavy. Hopefully this kills. It doesn't. But she doesn't punish me. I throw another one out of instinct. And, okay, now I'm going to get punished. But America Chavez's damaged back is what killed her there. Yikes. Mystic Dispersion coming in clutch for Enchantress. That genuinely would have been lights out. Would have baited the SP2 and all would have been well. But it was not to be. And now, despite my opponent taking about a year to finish this Valkyrie fight, I think they are going to get away with it, which is very annoying. There you go, 46.5k. Not the best fight by any means, but that really is quite unfortunate. And this is going to have to go to round 3. So, it's my opponent's turn to place, and placing anything other than Killmonger is foolish. I'm not particularly interested in entertaining Adam Warlock on attack, so I'm not going to be placing Mysterio. There goes the Killmonger, and I'm going to place Doom here, and then that leaves my attacking options either Red Guardian or Mysterio. I'll tell you what, I wasn't interested in using Mysterio. I tried Red Guardian, and we're going to see how this goes here. I think some decent gameplay and some also very horrible gameplay. This match was not any good. It was not any good. So here we're going to try and get him to break my block. He does eventually go for it, and now we're going to knock him down. Killmonger has an enormous crit resistance. This man is exceptionally tanky. And here he didn't really want to throw a special. Eventually he did, but I'm now in a corner, which isn't very fun. Nice shallow intercept there, and we're going to try and push him over. Oh, that was very, very close. Knock him away so he doesn't gain the Unstoppable. We're going to do exactly the same thing here. Get him away, and somehow he dexes out of my relic, which was quite incredible. But here we're going to land the intercept, go for the SB2. One crits, the other doesn't crit. That's unfortunate, but as we spoke about in the Red Guardian video, it's what happens in between the SB2s that really matters, and, well, not a lot is happening. I'll be honest, not a lot is happening. He's going to go unstoppable here, and we're in dire straits a little bit, as we're looking to land another shallow intercept, and hopefully I have to take a risk here, going to have to charge the heavy, bang, land it, it crits as well, very double nice. And now hammering in, throwing a relic which he doesn't dodge, knocking him down again to refresh the trauma. And here I'm going to heavy punish. It's not going to deal any damage. Make sure we avoid the unstoppable. Go for the shallow intercept, but he hits me. Very frustrating there. And now just baiting another SP1 before hopefully we can go for the kill, knocking him down again, waiting out the unstoppable. We are getting very close to ending this fight, but the intercept... The intercept from the AI is ridiculous, and he just crits and bleeds me, and oh, wow, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, not quite enough, not quite enough. So, needless to say that after that match, I was really not feeling very happy. Not feeling very happy at all, and needless to say, I really wanted to make it right. So we're going to skip it ahead here to the next match I fell into, and we are up against Rebel Heart. So, not feeling particularly good at this time. Not feeling particularly good. No one likes losing. That is a very nice rank 3 Mysterio, credit for that. But I see another rank 3 Serpent, which, say it with me, should have you put in prison. So we ban the Serpent. We're not actually going to ban the Mysterio. I'm going to ban the Sig 180 rank 3 Void, which is terrifying. He bans Deathless Thanos, he bans Domino this time, so even though I don't have a Domino counter, apart from Mysterio, we don't need to worry about it. Great. Drafting Gallon here. A champion who I forget that I've taken to rank 6, just absentmindedly forget. My opponent picks up Mr. Sinister, and will probably also be looking... I mean, I'd go Nick Fury, but let's see what he does. Vox. Okay then. Vox in an unstoppable meta, very cool. Seeing Future Ant-Man, another very nice champion. Not one I get to run a lot anymore, but always nice to see him. Kitty Pryde, same story. This is just a team of just rank 6s that I just never use anymore. Wow. Anyway, my opponent has a chance to draft that very nice rank 3 Mysterio. Further credit to him for taking that up, but he has an unascended rank 5 Onslaught. Okay, fine. We also have a Warlock. Fine. I have Gallon, just in case he places that Warlock on defense, although it's probably aimed towards my Kitty Pryde. Now I have a chance to draft my own Mysterio, but that's not looking all too tempting. We also have Mephisto, a champion who I never quite got around to taking to rank 5. But he is at rank 4 Ascended. Oh, I am interested in Mysterio. Oh, maybe defensively. But there comes Hulkling, and there's Scream, and and it's all a bit... It's all going sideways. There's Nick Fury. Okay. Oh, very nice Absorbing Man. And as for the second pick, besides Absorbing Man, I'm not too sure. Ghost. I mean, when Deepseek pumped out Ghost, I was like, okay. Been a while. I used to be a great Ghost player, but no longer. No longer. Silver Surfer, perhaps? Could one be tempted? One is tempted, and we take the rank 1 Silver Surfer. Sig 40, never going to rank him, not interested in Prestige, I'm not a sweat. Right, I am a sweat, that's a complete lie. Very nice rank 3 Dust, very nice rank 3 Chi-Ilf. My opponent opts not to go for the rank 3s, even though they were very tempting, picks up his own Future Ant-Man. Alright, my turn to place. Who are we going to go with? I think... This probably wasn't one of my smarter decisions, but I decided to go, I think, for Mysterio. Oh, no, okay, I thought I went for Future Ant-Man first. Alright, well, if I go for Mysterio, that makes sense. We bait out Hulkling, then we can place Future Ant-Man later on. Certainly becomes an asset. But placing Mysterio down, using him defensively, we're going to see the Onslaught here. Now, I was tempted to use Juggernaut here, but I didn't want to. Not so sure that tanking hits with a rank 4 is the smartest advice to keep my combo down. So we're going to go with Silver Surfer. I'll be honest, I've never played Silver Surfer in competitive content. Like, not War, not Alliance War, I swear down on my nan's grave. That is... Never played this guy. Never played this guy. He somehow gets out of my heavy attack. That was more inhuman AI behavior. And here, going for a light stack intercept, he's not going to go for it. This onslaught, not playing ball, so we're just going to wait out the unstoppable, use that to get an opening. Bang! There we go. Can't use the heavy phase, because as long as I'm neuroshocked, he can't miss. It's a bit annoying. Going in for the punish here. I think I'm going to throw off my SP1. Yep, that's going to knock him away. I get the unstoppable. And we're going to have to deal with these neuroshocks eventually. And I think now I'm going to try and rush up to the SP2 if he ever wants to throw a special attack. Eventually he does. Nice thing about fighting Onslaught is his specials are so long that you really don't need to worry about the unstoppable counter. He's just going to time it out himself. Here I gain 1 Fury buff. And I'm not going to punish his SP1 because I can get the opening with the unstoppable. If I'd rushed in, it would have been his. And here we're going to throw off a very nice unblockable SB2. Some good burst damage from Silver Surfer, I will admit. I can see the appeal. I can see the appeal of ranking him up. He's just never a champion that I've really got along with. Well, he seems fun. Very nice, smooth animations, but hey, I prefer other options in the Cosmic class. And here, we're just about going to finish out this fight here. Is it going to crit? Yes. And he's going to go down in just over 46,000 points. And Mysterio cooked. I gotta say, Mysterio on defense, he's a great character. I remember I took him up to rank 2 for defense. Back when I completed Necropolis. Yeah, I mean, he's great, man. He's great. In some metas, he just pops off on defense, I will say. He only needs a little bit to go from, like, a little bit tricky, but okay if you know what you're doing, to genuinely a problem. And Vox had a problem, evidently. So my opponent's going to place down Nick Fury here. Now that is a target for Juggernaut if ever I saw one. And I think here I'm going to execute a pseudo throw round, get rid of that Hulkling. He uses him for where he's meant to be used, which is future Ant-Man, and we are going to go with Juggernaut. Plans for round 3? I don't know. At this point, I was just winging it. Deepseek. Obviously not very good at Battlegrounds. Mark down for Deepseek there. Not good at drafting Battlegrounds decks. Thinks that Red Guardian is a defender. Mark down. Anyway. So here, using Juggernaut's natural Unstoppable. And we're going to bait out an SB2. Get my own Unstoppable. And here, no matter how many times I hit Nick Fury, for some reason, I just didn't gain maximum momentum. I thought that was maybe a bug with the node Unstoppable. But then I tried it again later in the fight, and I was absolutely fine. You see here, I'm going to stay in maximum momentum, and I'm going to gain my Unstoppable, and it's absolutely fine. Sorry, my Fury, and it's absolutely fine. And just like that, Nick Fury is down into a second life. And remember, we're punching up like 2 ranks here. My Juggernaut is 6-star rank 4. This guy is 6-star rank 5 ascended. So, obviously, we all know how busted Juggernaut is. It just feels good to actually use the rank 4 for something. Because I've never really had the confidence to use him past around halfway through 2023. But saying that, Nick Fury's going to die here. You know, that's still a competitive defender down in just under 49,000 points. What a buff. What a buff. Whoever made him a 7-star has balls of steel and needs a raise. I greatly appreciate that, man. Talking of people who need a raise, future Ant-Man. Whatever the hell he is doing to Hulkling in there is completely abominable because he comes out with less than 44,000 points. I have no idea what series of events need to occur for that to happen. I can only assume my opponent doesn't know what unstoppable means. Because I genuinely, I don't know. But anyway, that is just about all I have for you today. That is my experience of using Deepseek AI to draft my Battlegrounds deck. Something I certainly will never be doing again, other than for a bet. And you'd need to pay me considerable money to do it. But yeah, I mean, AI is fun. Why not make a video like this, right? So if you have made it this far, then thank you very much for watching. And bye-bye.